Tail vices are great, but I don't use one. When I need to plane the faces of boards, I use a simple metal planing stop. They work great, they're inexpensive, and they're really easy to install. Using a planing stop takes a little bit of practice, but you'll pick it up fast. Your board isn't held down, so you can rotate it, flip it over, or even put it up on edge, and you never have to unscrew a vise. Your board is never locked in place, and you can work freely. You can make your own planing stop out of random junk. I've got a whole video about filing the teeth into a scrap of steel and attaching it to a post that's bolted to the leg of my bench. It's easy and fully adjustable. But I noticed something funny. Every time I raise the stop, I always raise it to the exact same height, 3/8 of an inch. And I thought, we should just have a stop that's always at that perfect height. So I made one. This is the Compass Rose Ready Set planing stop. It's already set at that perfect height, so you can plane 1-inch stock, 3/4, and even 1/2 inch. If I need to plane really thin stock, I just put a scrap underneath to raise it up. It's easy. Having teeth on your stop is really important. They bite into the work and hold it steady. A good stop will even grip a twisted board while you flatten it. The teeth do leave little marks, but they're in the end grain, where you usually don't see them. The angle between the teeth is exactly 60 degrees, so you can sharpen them with a regular triangular file. And installation could not be simpler. Let's do one right now. In the package, you get one planing stop, 3 screws, and we'll talk about this in just a second. We're going to do a fresh installation, and my bench is made of softwood, so I'm not even going to pre-drill. Okay, it's ready to use. Now, I know what you're thinking. Having this sharp piece of metal just sticking out of your bench top seems a little dangerous, right? Well, I've had this exact stop screwed to my bench top for the last 6 months, and in that time, I caught my hand on it once, and I got a scratch. It was nothing. What happens is you learn where the stop is pretty quickly, and then you just don't hit it. It's that simple. Of course, there are times where you can't have a sharp piece of metal sticking out of your workbench. So when you buy our stop, you also get our Safe Stop cover. And this is a Compass Rose exclusive. Nobody else has this. The Safe Stop covers those teeth, so you can't hit them with your hand or a tool. We made it out of nylon, not cheap plastic, so it's tough and flexible. You can plane right against it, and it won't break. You can use the Safe Stop anytime you're working on a showpiece and you don't want marks from the planing stop teeth. The material we used has a texture like 220 grit sandpaper, so it actually grips the wood while you plane. When I'm not using mine, I just throw it into the tool well, but we also built in this little loop so you can tie it to your bench with a piece of string. Even if your shop is messy, you'll never lose the cover. And it's black, so it stands out and you won't throw it away by mistake. The best thing about simple planing stops like ours is that they transform any flat surface into a workbench. You can add one of these to an old picnic table and work outside. Stick one to that old workbench in your garage, or add one to your low workbench and get right to work. And if you've never used a planing stop before, you might like a few tips. First, you want your wood to really engage with those teeth. So I put my stock down and then push it into the stop firmly. That gives me a really solid hold side to side. When you're using the stop, you don't always have to plane directly at it. I'm going to plane over here, and the piece of wood still isn't going to move. I always plane in a straight line, but I'm also going to skew the plane just a tiny bit and put a little bit of force over toward the stop, like this. This trick isn't easy to describe, but you get the feel for it very quickly, and you get used to using the stop fast. As you finish each stroke, you need to lift the plane and then start again. If you don't lift the plane, then you're going to bring the wood with you when you pull the plane back. Lifting the plane in between strokes and starting fresh is good practice anyway. The stop just helps you remember. If you're planing really wide stock and you're out way away from the stop, your work is going to spin out like that. When you've got a wide board like this and you're planing across it, you just need to move it and reposition it on the stop. That keeps everything stable. And if your stock isn't too wide, you can put it up against your stop, just like this, and joint the edge. And when you joint your work on the bench top, that's one more thing you don't need your vise for. So using a stop is going to make you a better woodworker and save you time. I believe that your planing stop should have teeth. Toothed stops just grip the work so much better than smooth stops. I also think that your planing stop should be made out of steel. Softer metals like aluminum just don't make good teeth. And when it comes to toothed steel stops, ours is the most affordable anywhere. It's made from 304 stainless steel, so you can sweat on it and leave it in your damp shop and it will never rust. When you buy the ready-set planing stop, you also get inch-long stainless steel screws and the safe stop cover, so it's ready to go right away. And our stop and cover are both made in the USA, and I am really proud of that, especially given our low price. We've also got a free installation guide to help you place your stop on your bench. Anybody can grab that at compassrosetools.com/guides. I should also mention that ours is not the only good planing stop out there. Benchcrafted has a lovely stop with a really clever and solid mounting system. Tools for Working Wood has a pair of simple metal stops in mild steel or hardened steel, so you can pick whatever's right for your shop. Tay Tools has one that drops into a dog hole, and that's pretty simple too. Ours is just one of the options out there, and you can check it out at compassrosetools.com, and of course, we'll put links to everything down in the description. Thank you so much for watching this blatant commercial. We really appreciate it. See you soon.